Today is day 9 of the hardcore 30-day discipline challenge, in which these are the rules for the next 30 days. 1 workout every day, 1 meditation every day, read 5 pages of a book every day, no social media except for allowing myself to post on YouTube, no ultra-processed food, and no watching any TV, shows, videos, or content. I'll also be sharing my screen time with you at the end of the video so you can see I'm not cheating. Today is Sunday the 22nd of June. Let's get into the day. It's 7:30. I'm gonna go and jump rope on the roof. So 40-minute jump rope is done. I'm gonna do some yoga, walk the dogs, shower, and breakfast. Currently 10 to 11. I'm just having some breakfast now, although I had 2 slices of watermelon before. I'm having some yogurt, some kiwi, banana, honey, a bit of muesli. You just can't go wrong. So let's talk about social media addiction or high screen time usage, because I have many thoughts on this subject, and unfortunately this is becoming a bigger problem in our modern world. Most people have a screen time of like 5 hours plus, and this is becoming so normalized. Everywhere you look, people are on their phones. Your friend is always on their phone. The people you work with in the office, they're always on their break. Everyone is on their phone. Maybe you go visit your parents, your dad's in the living room playing a game on the phone. Your mom's sending you this funny video that she saw the other day, which really isn't funny. Sorry, mom. Everyone is on their phone. And so this has become such a normalized behavior in our society, and we accept this as the standard now. So there's this psychiatrist that I follow on YouTube, and his name is Dr. K. His YouTube handle is Healthy Gamer, and he basically specializes in technology addiction. But he says that lots of people get caught up on the question of, am I addicted to this or not? Do I have a social media addiction or not? And he says that actually that is the wrong question to be asking yourself. Instead of trying to define whether you have an addiction or not, the real question should be, are you happy with your technology use? Are you happy with the role that technology plays in your life? Are you happy with how many hours you spend online or how many hours you spend scrolling? And if the answer is no, you're not happy with it, then it's a problem and it's something that needs to change. And so I wanted to share with you my journey of social media addiction, because around 5 years ago, I made the decision to completely delete social media. So I have YouTube, but I don't have anything else. I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I literally use nothing else. And honestly, the day that I decided to delete my social media, that decision changed my life forever. I used to have a screen time of 9 hours per day, and when I wasn't working, I would just be at home. I would just be on TikTok. I had absolutely no hobbies in my real life. I had no motivation to do the basic fundamentals of looking after myself, like cooking, couldn't be bothered, going outside for a walk. I didn't read, nothing. I had no hobbies. And finally, one day in April 2021, I had just had enough. I was looking at the past few years of my life, and I was just thinking, what a waste. I've literally spent it on this couch looking at random people online, looking at what someone from year 7 is doing, who I honestly don't give a crap about. I really had to ask myself, is this what I want from my life? In the next 5 years, where do I want to be? Because if I continue doing this, I'm going to be in the exact same position. I'm going to be the same person on the same couch doing the same thing with the same life and have no fulfillment because I haven't made a change. And so I deleted my accounts, and for the first month it was honestly painful. I had no hobbies, so I had no idea what to do with my time. I literally kind of just sat there like, what do I do now? It was hard to be alone and face myself when I'd spent so long distracting myself, so long trying to run away from myself. I was bored a lot. I was frustrated. It was hard when I would hang around with friends and they would go on their phone and I would just sit there when people would talk about a video online, and I just had to be like, yeah, I have no idea. And so it felt like a negative at first. It felt like I was missing out, but then came a big shift. Eventually you're going to hit a wall and you're going to have to find something to do. You can't just sit there all the time. Like eventually after a month, I was like, I gotta do something. And so I started running as a hobby. I wasn't a runner at all. I literally couldn't even run a 2K. And then I did that that more. I started focusing on that. I started running a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon. Then I ran a marathon. I also started focusing on yoga and building up a daily yoga routine. And then I got into meditation. I had all this time for myself, all this time to explore different things that I could add into my life that are actually going to give me value. And then I started reading more, and I was actually able to focus and concentrate because my mind wasn't so scattered from constant scrolling and constant stimulation. Within a year, I had read like over 80 books, and I had learned so much, and every area of my life was starting to get better. And look, we can talk about the external achievements. I read this many books, I did a marathon, blah, 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 blah. But truthfully, the biggest shift was all internal. The biggest shift was in my self-esteem and my confidence. I started to become a completely different person. I was learning, I was improving, I was getting fitter, I was getting healthier, I was challenging myself, and all of the thoughts of comparison from other people vanished from my head because I had no idea what anyone else was doing in the whole world. I didn't know what Kim Kardashian was doing. I didn't know what any celebrity was doing. I didn't know what my friend was doing. I didn't know what the person from year 7 was doing. And it didn't matter because I was just focused on my life and building up my life. Deleting my social media was single-handedly the best decision I ever made for my life. I see people all the time talk about how much their mental health is suffering, how much they can't motivate themselves to do anything, how much time they're wasting, and yet they justify it with all these little tiny things such as, I don't want to miss out on what my friends are doing online. I don't want to miss out on this. I don't want to miss out on that. And so what they're basically saying is my mental health, my physical health, my life is less important than that one video online that I don't want to miss out on. My life is less important than seeing what's going on in the celebrity news, seeing what Kim Kardashian is talking about to Drake. These social media apps literally completely ruin our lives. They completely take over, and all in the name of, because I don't want to miss out, I have FOMO. And look, I'm not saying you have to delete social media. That's completely your call. I just want to share my story to offer some inspiration, because I just think it's so sad how many people are totally chained to these social media apps and just wasting all of their life, letting their mental health suffer, letting their physical health suffer. And the tragedy is that there are so many intelligent people, so many smart people, maybe you're one of them, who has so much potential, and yet they will ultimately never become who they're supposed to become because they just can't break free from these addictions. They can't stop the distractions. And so if what I'm saying resonates with you, or you're like, you know what, yeah, I would really like to tackle my technology usage, I really need to tackle my social media addiction, I would encourage you to deeply reflect about your life and deeply reflect about, in 3 years' time, where do you want to be? Because if you continue to use technology in the same way that you are and you don't do anything to change it, in the 3 years you're probably going to be in the exact same space that you are in right now. And imagine if you tackled your technology usage and instead you started going to the gym, you started reading more, you started doing, meditation, you started painting. By the end of the 3 years, where would you be? You'd probably be much better painter. You would have learnt a lot from reading. You would be fitter and healthier. And so I'm not going to continue rambling on, but I'm hoping that maybe this has reached the right person. And if what I'm saying resonates with you, maybe think more deeply about, do you need to change this? It's currently 12 p.m. I'm going to start some video editing for the day, and I will see you at lunch. For lunch, I just made like a tofu and broccoli stir fry with basmati rice. I'm gonna get back to some editing, read my book, do a meditation, and I do need to learn my Greek. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to do any of it. None. Anyway, back to it. For dinner, I'm just having like a tuna mixture on some crackers and some cucumber. Not really a proper dinner, but I'm just not feeling that hungry. Day 9 is complete. So it is 8:30 and we're going to do a quick rundown of the day. What I will say is I feel like this is going really fast. Well, kind of. Slow but fast. But day 9 already. Like, I feel like it was yesterday that I started this. I'm going to keep this reflection short because I think this video is probably going to be too long already. So let's do a screen time check. Today was 1 hour, 12 minutes. So CapCut, which is the editing software I use on here, 18 minutes, ChatGPT, 8 minutes. But anyway, that is it for today, and I will see you tomorrow.